Let's solve Unit 3 Programming Languages and Computer Graphics questions. Which of the following statement is not true? So we will go statement by statement. First one, a data member of a class can be declared as static and is normally used to maintain values common to the entire class. This is actually true. Declaring a data member of a class as static means the member belongs to the class itself rather than to any specific instance of the class. This way, the static member is shared among all instances by making it ideal for maintaining values that should be common to the entire class. So, we will mark this to be true. The next statement, a friend function can be invoked like a normal function without the help of any object. This is also true. A friend function in C++ can be invoked like a normal function. Since it is not a member of the class, it is called just like any other non-member function. It can access the private and protected members of the class. It is a friend too. So this one is also true. What about the next one? The scope resolution operator can be overloaded like normal operators. This is actually false. This cannot be overloaded. So let's see about the fourth statement also. Multiple inheritance may lead to duplication of inherited members from a grandparent base class. This may be avoided by making the common base class a virtual base class. This is also true. The duplication of inherited members issue is actually known as diamond problem. To avoid this issue, we can make the common base class a virtual base class. So this is true. By doing so, the derived classes will inherit a single instance of the base class, preventing duplication and ensuring a more manageable inheritance structure. Option number 3 will be the right answer. This is the only false statement. Next question. Which of the following is not true about global variables? So we have to take every statement in the context of global variables only. So what are global variables? They are available throughout the program. They are not local to any specific function. The values of the global variables which are sent to the called function may be changed inadvertently by the called function. Inadvertently means not doing it intentionally, but they are saying it can be changed by the called function. This is true. If a global variable is passed to a function, since they have global scope, they can be accessed and modified from any function within the same program. So when they are passed to a function, the values can be changed by the called function. We can mark it to be true. The next one. Functions are supposed to be independent and isolated modules. This character is lost if they use global variables. This is also true. We know functions are independent and isolated modules. When they rely on or modify global variables, this will make the code harder to understand, maintain and debug. So it's always a good practice to pass necessary data through function parameters and return values, preserving the modularity and independence of functions. So let's take a function and we have a set of parameters here. Instead of using global variables which are available all through the program, when you want to pass some specific value, you can use this parameter list. Similarly, when you want to get some value out of the function, you can use return values. Just based on function parameters and return values, we can pass necessary data without relying on global variables, because when they use global variables, they will lose the character of being independent and isolated module. This statement is also true. What about the next statement? It is not immediately apparent to the reader which values are being sent to the called function. When you take global variables that are used in functions, will you be able to understand where the variable is from when you see the function code? No. It will not be so clear to the reader is what they say. Apparent means it is not immediately visible. That's what they have given us. It is not immediately apparent to the reader. When functions rely on global variables, it becomes less clear to the reader which values are being used by the called function. When you are sending it through parameters, you will know these values are sent. But when you are using global variables, it will not be so clear is what they say. This makes the code harder to understand and maintain. Ideally, function should be designed to take all necessary inputs as parameters and return any results, making their behavior explicit and predictable. So the same thing they are repeating. Use parameters and return values. So this statement is also true. From here we know option 4 will be the answer. So let's see the final statement. A function that uses global variables does not suffer from reusability. This is false. Then what will be the right answer? The function that uses global variables often suffers from reduced reusability. This part is wrong. It actually suffers. This is because the function's behavior is tied to the specific global variable it uses, making it less adaptable to different contexts. Reusable functions should be self-contained with all necessary data passed through parameters. This approach makes the function more flexible and easier to reuse in various parts of a program or even in different programs. When you are going to use the same function in different parts of a program or in different programs, if they are going to rely on the data that is passed through parameters, it's fine. But when they are going to rely on global variables, it will become less adaptable to different contexts is what they say. So the only false statement they have asked about not true. It will be option 4. Option number 4 will be the right answer. Next question. Consider the following statements. Int x is equal to 10, y is equal to 15. They have initialized the values of x and y. What is this particular expression? This is actually ternary conditional statement, we can say. The format will be condition true or false. It means when the condition is evaluated to be true, this particular expression will be executed. When the condition is evaluated to be false, this condition will be executed. What is the condition here before the question mark? They have given x is equal to y. In case if they have given x is equal to y, here this is 10 and this is 15, so we know it is not equal. But here this operator is not given. They have given assignment operator. Assignment operator means you have to assign the value of y to x. What is y? It is 15. It has to be assigned to x is what this particular expression is telling you. Now after applying y to x, what will be the new x value? It will be 15. So this will be the value of x now. Has the value of y changed? No. Y is equal to 15 is staying as it is. It is changing the value of x alone. Now when you have a condition of a particular variable greater than 0, that will be evaluated to true. Already in one of the previous year question paper we have seen this. In an expression, when a particular value is greater than 0, it will be evaluated as true. When it is equal to 0, it will be evaluated as false. So based on this particular condition, we have the value of x is equal to 15. So there is some value that is greater than 0, which will make this particular condition to be true. After having true here, which expression will be executed? Y plus x will be executed. What is y? We have 15. What is x? We have 15 as the new value. 15 plus 15 will give a value of 30. Where is this particular expression assigned? It is assigned to the variable x. Now what did this particular expression evaluate to? It evaluated to 30. So now x is equal to the ternary expression. The ternary expression's value is 30. So x will be having the value of 30. What will be the value of x? After executing these statements, it will be 30. Option number 4, 30 will be the right answer. Let me remind you once again, x is equal to y will evaluate to false because x has the value of 10, y has the value of 15, both are not equal. But when they use assignment operation, x is equal to y, this will assign y's value 15 to x. So this condition will be evaluated to true. Next question. the light given off by the phosphor during exposure to the electron beam is known as, it is actually known as fluorescence. Fluorescence occurs when a material absorbs light or other electromagnetic radiation and then re-emits it almost instantaneously. Option number 1, fluorescence, will be the right answer. If you take persistence, it is actually staying for a long time. So that term is not relevant to this particular statement. If you take retracing, at the end of each scan line, the electron beam returns to the left side screen to begin displaying the next scan line. That is retracing. This way we will be doing tracing. So retracing means starting again from the left side. It is also not relevant to the given question here. Next question. Arrange the 2D viewing transformation pipeline. So let's see the two-dimensional viewing transformation pipeline. We are starting with modeling coordinates, that is MC. Construct world coordinates C using modeling coordinates transformation. We are starting with C. We see that no option is actually starting with C. That's why this question is dropped in the official answer key. From here we are getting world coordinate, that is WC. Next step is convert world coordinates to viewing coordinates, that is available in A statement. We have VC, which is viewing coordinates. Transform viewing coordinates to normalized coordinates, that is NC. We will go with B here. Map viewing coordinates to normalized viewing coordinates using window viewpoint specification. So when you take a scene, that is the world coordinate, we can assume. From there we are moving to a particular viewing coordinate, that is for a particular viewpoint. Based on the window viewpoint specification, we are mapping it to normalized viewing coordinates. We will see the next step. Map the normalized coordinates to device coordinates. This will be D. When you have converted to NC, this particular viewpoint has to be converted to a specific device. That can be a mobile, that can be a tab, that can be a desktop. It can be converted to any device is what they say. The pipeline order will be CABD. Due to a printing mistake, it has mentioned as DABD. Actually, this should have been C. CABD will be the right sequence for this particular question. Next question. Consider the following conditional statements if m is equal to 20 minus 10 or n greater than 10. The order of execution of the following operations is. So first we have to know the precedence of these operations. 20 minus 10 is actually subtraction. So we have to start with this particular operation. Where is minus available? It is available in B. After subtraction we have relational operator, greater than and less than. We have greater than symbol here. It is available in D. N greater than 10. The next order will be equal to. For relational equality they have given. So equal to is available next. It is A. This will be M is equal to. Then we have logical OR, which is C. This one. So we have B, D, A, C. Option number 3 will be the right answer. Now we will just try to evaluate this. What is 20 minus 10? This is 10. Where should I place this 10? Here. Now we have n greater than 10. We will have only one of the two options. It should either be evaluated to true or false. Similarly, we are checking if m's value is equal to 10. Here also we will have a possibility of true or false. Now just check the if condition. This particular part is evaluated to true or false. We have OR operation. This particular expression is evaluated to true or false. When both the sides are going to be false, you will have false ultimately. When you have true on one side like this or true on both the sides, all these three will be evaluated to true. Next question. Match the list 1 with list 2. List 1 has functions. List 2 has uses of functions. What functions are they? They are actually file handling functions. So let's see about them one by one. fseek function moves file pointer position to given location. Which statement in list 2 is having a similar meaning? Sets the position to a desired point in the file. Desired point can be equated to given location. A will be mapping to 3. A3 is available in 2 places. We will rule out the other 2. Then we have ftell. Ftell function is used to get current position of the file pointer. We have the statement gives the current position in the file. B will be mapping to 1. B1 is also available in both the options. What about C? FEOF. This function finds end of file. Whenever we have file handling programs, usually we will use the function FEOF to check whether we have reached the end of file. This can be equated to used to test for an end of file condition. C will be mapping to 4. C4 is available here and not here, so we can rule out even 3. What about D? Rewind function is used to move file pointer position to the beginning of the file. Sets the position to the beginning of the file is the actual meaning here. D will be mapping to 2. D2 is available here. A3, B1, C4, D2. Option number 2 will be the right answer. Even if you have no idea about fseek, ftell and rewind, if you are sure about FEOF function, because we might have used this in programming, if you are sure about this C will be mapping to 4 directly. C4 is available only in one option. You can mark the answer of this particular question even without having ideas on A, B and D. Next question. The major adverse side effects of scan conversion are. What is scan conversion? The task of digitizing a picture definition given in an application program into a set of pixel values for storage in the frame buffer is called scan conversion. So just take a normal scanning process. We'll just have a paper with something written there. So when you put it in the scan part, that will be given in the form of a soft copy. It will be converted as an image. So similarly, you can take it to be a digitizing process given in an application program to a set of pixel values for storage in the frame buffer. So here we can understand we are converting from one form to another. So there will be definitely some kinds of problem involved during this conversion. So they are asking for the major adverse side effects. The side effects of scan conversion has an alternate name called aliasing effects. What are the different aliasing effects for scan conversion? Staircase appearance. You can take, it will be in the form of a staircase appearance in certain pictures. This occurs when diagonal lines appear jagged or stepped rather than smooth due to the discrete nature of pixel representation. Instead of going this way, it will be in this way. This will give a representation of a staircase. So this is staircase appearance. This is definitely an aliasing effect. A is into the solution. The next one is unequal brightness of slanted lines. This happens when the brightness of slanted lines varies, causing some parts to appear brighter or darker than others. This particular statement is equating to B. Sometimes we will not have equal brightness on the picture. Some area will be dark, some area will be lighter. So that problem is actually given as unequal brightness. Next side effect is picket fence problem. This is a type of aliasing effect where evenly spaced lines appear uneven due to the snapping of endpoints to pixel coordinates. You can take evenly spaced lines, but they do not appear even is what they say. They appear uneven. So this particular problem is picket fence problem. It is available in C. So we have 3 side effects here. A, B and C. They are available in option number 2. Option 2 will be the right answer. What about D and E? Rasterization is the process of converting vector graphics into raster images. We are converting to pixels, which can introduce artifacts and reduce image quality. Artifacts in the sense, some kinds of problems you can take. and reduce image quality. Actually, scan conversion is a part of raster scan systems. So definitely rasterization is a process that is associated with this particular topic. So it cannot be the side effect. We can rule out D. What about pre-filtering and post-filtering? These are techniques used to reduce aliasing and improve image quality. But they can also introduce blurring or other artifacts if not done correctly. What is blurring actually? Blurred image means the image is not clear. You cannot see what is in the image very clearly. So that is blurring. They are saying pre-filtering and post-filtering as techniques to reduce these side effects that are mentioned in A, B and C. If we use pre-filtering and post-filtering techniques, they can improve image quality. But again, we have a disadvantage there. It may introduce blurring effect or some other effects if they are not done correctly is what they say. So this can also be not a side effect, but this is actually a technique solution to reduce the side effect. Next question. The characteristics of modern programming are. Modern programming in the sense what we are actually following now. The modern approach to programming you can take. They have given 4 statements. Each module should do only one thing. Communication between modules is allowed only by a calling module. Communication can take place directly between modules that do not have calling-called relationship. All modules are designed as single entry, single exit systems using control structure. We have to choose the correct answer. So whichever characteristics apply for modern programming, that alone we have to pick. Now we will see about the characteristics. Each module should do only one thing is a characteristic of modern programming. A is in the solution. Since A is in the solution, we can rule out option 4. This aligns with the principle of modularity and separation of concerns, ensuring that each module is focused on a single responsibility. It means every module is associated with one particular task we can take. Say for example, let's take this to be a module. So this is designed for or coded for only one purpose. Let's go for the D statement. All modules are designed as single entry, single exit systems using control structure. This is also a characteristic feature then. How do we say that? Say for example, if you want to get a particular task done, you have to get into the module. What point is this? This is actually single entry point we can say. Once you have completed the task, you have to get out of the module. It might be in the form of a function that returns a value or a function that changes something, prints something and then coming out. You can take any function related example. So once you get a value or once you get the task done, you are coming out of it. So this is single exit system we can say. So D is also included in the solution. 1 will be ruled out now. Next we will see about communication between modules. Actually let's take 2 modules A and B. This is going to be independent and this is going to be independent. This is for some task T1, this is for some task T2. They don't have calling or called relationship. When they don't have any relationship between them, how can the communication happen for A and B? That can be done by a calling module here. We can pick the term from B statement. Communication between modules is allowed only by a calling module. This module will interact with A and this module will interact with B. When they have no relationship, this communication will happen only by a calling module is what B point says. This is actually right for modern programming. This emphasizes controlled communication, which is a key aspect of modular programming and helps in maintaining clear interfaces between modules. It ensures that communication follows a well-defined path, reducing complexity and potential errors. So this will be point B. We will go with option number 2. A, B and D only as the right answer. We can even rule out option 3 because C is not right. So what is wrong with C? This is generally discouraged in modern programming as it can lead to tightly coupled systems, making the code harder to maintain, understand and debug. They have given modern programming, but all the content is with respect to modules. So what you can understand is modern programming is encouraging modularity. With this we are completing Unit 3 solutions.